Okay, welcome back everybody. So let's just wrap up lecture 5. We'll just do one more example here. And this is going to be the U-try from page 298 if you want to work along in your textbook. But before we do, I just want to show you something really quickly. And this is going to be lecture 5.5. Alright, so let's look at this. This is a property of the real numbers. Just center this a bit. There we go. Alright, here's the property. Just says minus a over b is equal to a over minus b, which equals minus a over b, like so. Okay. I'm just showing you this because I'm going to apply this to the question we're about to do. But as a numerical example, maybe convince yourself. So if I do minus 10 divided by 2, is this equal to 10 divided by minus 2? Well, certainly they're the same thing. They're both equal to minus 5. And then finally, I could put the minus in front. That's the same as minus 1. And then I could do the division first. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then I would multiply that by minus 1 to give me minus 5. Okay? Alright, so this is going to be the, the U-try on page 298. And I'm most certainly going to run out of space here, but we'll just work it through 2 pages. So maybe at one point when I get to the end of this page, you can just pause the video and get the work down, and then we'll move to the second page. Okay, so we're asked to perform this operation. We've got 2y squared minus 2y all over y squared minus 2y minus 15. And then I've got minus 2 over y plus 3 plus y over 5 minus y. Okay, so the first thing we want to do here is factor the denominators. Okay, so maybe just take it on faith that this factors as y minus 5 times y plus 3. Okay, if you need to do the decomposition on this, it's a trinomial. Please do that at home to make sure you're sharp with your factoring. But if I factor all the denominators, I get this. 2y squared minus 2y over this one factors as y plus 3 times y minus 5. And then I've got minus 2, this one's already factored, over y plus 3. And now, I'm looking at this denominator here right now. I've got 5 minus y, whereas here I've got y minus 5. So, if I'm building a common denominator, I really want to have things matching as much as possible. So what I can do here is factor out a minus. I'm going to factor a minus out of here, which leaves me with y over minus y minus 5. Okay, now we want to build our least common denominator here, but this is the same as minus 1. That's the same as minus 1. So if I use this factorization in this denominator, I need to include this minus 1 as part of my least common denominator. But instead, using this property here, I can move it to the numerator and then just move it to the front, which would just turn this into minus y over y minus 5, like so. And now it's going to be much easier to work with our denominators. Sorry, just erase that for a second. Alright, so let's just rewrite this one. We've got 2 over y plus 3. And then here we've got 2y squared minus 2y over y plus 3 times y minus 5. Alright, I just wanted to show you this example because there is one question in the homework section where you're going to maybe want to consider doing this. Okay, now we can build our common denominator. So let's just state what our least common denominator is. Well, this one, it's pretty easy to spot, isn't it? This one has a y plus 3 times y minus 5. So if I want this one to match that one, I just have to multiply the top and bottom by y minus 5. And then if I want this one to match those two, I'll just need to multiply the top and bottom by y plus 3. Therefore, our least common denominator is just y plus 3 times y minus 5. Alright, so now we're going to build up the fractions, or make our common denominator. This first term, this one here, it doesn't need to be multiplied by anything because it's already got the least common denominator. But this one here, well, it's missing the y minus 5, so we'll have to multiply the top and bottom of this by y minus 5. Okay, now finally, this last term, this one's missing the y plus 3. So we'll multiply the top and bottom of that by y plus 3. And we're just going to fit it in here on this piece of paper. Outstanding! That's what I tell my students when they score 100% on the test. Outstanding! With a happy face. Outstanding. Well, you get the idea. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's just write this as a single fraction out, and again, we have to be very careful with these minus signs. Okay, so and we're going to use that same trick as we used in the last question, which is instead of writing y plus 3, y minus 5 in every step, I'm just going to write least common denominator. I know that's y plus 3 times y minus 5. Okay, now I'm going to add these together. 2y squared minus 2y. And again, be very careful with that minus sign there. That one. Okay, bring that down. And then we've got minus 2 times y minus 5 for this bit. And then bring down this minus sign. And we've got minus y times y plus 3. Okay, and as you can see, we're quickly running out of room here, but that's okay. I'll just simplify this like so. I've got 2y squared minus 2y. I'm just going to distribute the negative 2. We're in the collect, or expand and collect like terms phase. So I get minus 2y, minus 2 times minus 5 is plus 10. And then I need to distribute the minus y. So I get minus y squared minus 3y. And this is all over our LCD. And we're officially out of space here, so I'm going to move to a new page. Maybe consider pausing the video if you're not quite caught up to the notes yet. I'm just going to keep this just right here, actually, is what I'm going to do. Okay. Now, now if we collect like terms here, what do we get? Oh, it's gonna not be quite as big of a fraction. Okay, I've got 2y squared minus y squared, which just leaves me with y squared. And then I've got minus 2y is minus 4y, minus 3y is minus 7y. And then finally I just have the plus 10. Okay, let's look to see what we've got all together now. I'm going to write the LCD in this step. Grab a new pencil. Nope, that one's not sharpened. Okay, I'm out of sharpened pencils, but that's okay. This one might be a bit better at least. Alright, so what do I have? I've got y squared minus 7y plus 10 over my LCD, which is y plus 3 times y minus 5. Okay, now this is the simplify step. Okay, so we want to simplify this rational expression. And again, this was, I want to say it's lecture 2. At this point, we just need to factor everything. The denominator's already factored, but we'll need to factor the numerator and cancel common factors. Okay, if I factor y squared minus 7y plus 10, okay, I haven't done the decomposition on one of these yet, so maybe I'll do that for you guys, since this is going to be a short video. So I'm looking for something that multiplies to 10. That's my c value here. It's a trinomial. And it needs to add to minus 7, the b value. And what's going to work here? Well, we've got minus 5 and minus 2. That multiplies to plus 10. And it adds to minus 7. Okay, now if I do the decomposition on this, again, you'll see that we'll end up with y minus 5, y minus 2 as our final factorization. But if I do the decomposition here, I end up with y squared. I'm just going to break that up into minus 5y minus 2y plus 10. And now we can, sorry about that. Sorry, yeah, so I was just doing the decomposition there. I rewrote the minus 7y as minus 5y minus 2y, like so. And now we've got 4 terms, so we can factor this by grouping. Our GCF, or our greatest common factor here, is y. And then our GCF here is minus 2. And this leaves us with y times y minus 5. And I factor out the minus 2. And that leaves me with a y minus 5. Perfect. Again, we want these two factors to match, otherwise we've made a mistake. And this y minus 5 is now a greatest common factor, and we can factor it out. And rewrite it like so. Okay, so our final fraction, our final expression, well, maybe not our final one, but our penultimate expression, as one of my professors always used to say, the penultimate line, means the second to last thing. Is this. Okay, and now we can see we've got a common factor of y minus 5. So we'll cross those out, or cancel the common factors, and then we're just left with y minus 2 over y plus 3, like so. Okay, now for domain restrictions, again, we just want to look at the LCD. Just look at the denominators in every step if you're not sure where to look. Okay, and the LCD was just y plus 3 times y minus 5. So in this case, we need to say that y is not equal to minus 3 from this factor and plus 5 from this factor. And maybe just as a reminder, how do I write this in set notation? Well, I'm going to use the set of all y that are real numbers such that, that's how we read that line again, such that y is not equal to minus 3 or 5. Good. Okay, well, we'll call that a wrap on this unit, or on this chapter of the unit, I should say, and then we'll move on to rational equations next. For homework, you should do pages 299 to 301. Okay, now, these questions, just a last little thing before I sign off here. These questions, they can get a bit frustrating. You can tend to make sign errors and stuff. Even I was doubting myself in the last video, honestly. So just, work the questions carefully. If you find that your answer is not matching, perhaps send a picture to your instructor and ask them to see if they can spot the error. But don't get too frustrated here. Okay, bye for now.